barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. So someone sent me the link when Bob Arum. I saw the interview. Appreciate it. I don't want to if I say your name in the video, but it might skew the audience perspective, so I'm not gonna say it. All right. So I appreciate you sending it to me. And like I ain't watched. That's the only video I watched today. Haven't watched nobody's video. I haven't listened to no one today. Literally, I saw titles. You know how they pop up in your notifications, but I haven't watched anyone's videos. And I listened to Bob Arum's interview, and it's like a Republican stump speech. Public safety, gun rights, abortion. I mean, no abortion. That's all that was. It was a stump speech. In my humble opinion, and my relationship with Bob Arum, I wouldn't say it's deep. I'm not gonna go that far, but he's arguably my first half of my career. How I got most of my interviews. Bob Arum was literally in most of my like me and Cecilia at Top Rank. Great relationship. And I've said this before. Top Rank has always been great to me. I know I have a great feel for Bob Arum, and I'm not saying it out of arrogance. I'm saying it out of experience. He's galvanizing a boxing republic. He understands the climate of boxing. Keep that in mind. He understands the calendar of boxing. He has fighter of the year walking into the ring on Saturday, arguably pound for pound. In my humble opinion, he's the pound for pound fighter in the world last year. To date, I believe he's better than Lomachenko. And he knows he has all this going into his advantage. These are just wolf tickets saying Al Heyman is a concoction that an idea that I'm paraphrasing, that Sam Watson created. He's just galvanizing. That's basically saying I'm galvanizing all my supporters to get behind me and create this narrative that Terrence Crawford is the big bad wolf and we're storming down the hill going after PBC trying to create this fight. No. That's not how that fight gets made. That fight gets made with Bob Arum calling Steven Espinoza, Bob Arum calling Al Heyman, Bob Arum calling Sam Watson, and making the fight happen. That's real simple. He knows the steps to make that fight happen because he answered it in the interview when he said, um, um, we know how to make this fight happen because of the Manny Pacquiao Floyd Mayweather thing. They know how to make that fight happen, and everyone knows this is the Floyd Mayweather Manny Pacquiao fight of this era, or this sector, this section of boxing, this era of boxing, this current era of boxing. And he knows what the hell he's saying. He knows he's going to get a knee-jerk reaction. He knows if he puts a curse word before an adjective, before an action word, before a proper noun, whatever the case may be, he knows he's going to get a knee-jerk reaction. That's what Bob Arum is. Whenever he wants something to go viral, he says, get the fuck out of my... He turns into the New York lawyer. That's what he does, right? And it works for him. He's great. He is a lifetime achievement award recipient. He is a Hall of Famer. He is whatever superlative or adjective you want to use, whether you like, love, or hate Bob Arum. He's weathered the test of time. And if someone can do something for 50 years, you have to acknowledge and or respect that. And I am unwavering on that. Whether you like him, love him, or hate him, he's weathered every storm in boxing and been rather successful at it. So I'll just leave that at that. Bob Arum knows exactly what he's doing. He knows this top rank time. He knows this fight rolls right into Lomachenko, and he typically has a fight Thanksgiving weekend, and he knows PBC is going dark. He's going to dominate the narrative in terms of Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford. We know that, right? And and some of you guys are really going to believe that Jimmy Hoffa's alive, right? A lot of you are going to believe that Al Heyman isn't real. A lot of you guys are going to say Sam Watson. Some of you guys are going to believe that, and whatever you guys want to say. The man is real. The man is great. Um, he's he's just a flat out genius, man. And I have a couple videos I want to do, but um, I'm fortunate and blessed to have um, to have had some success because of Al Heyman's out of stratosphere success. I've gotten the drips of it, the sap that comes off the tree. I've gotten some success drips because of it, and and you never know where that success begins. I'm just fortunate enough to know that I can visually see where the success is coming from. Like sometimes we don't know who made the sacrifice for you to become great. Like I'm speaking to a lot of great people out there right now, and you don't know that, right? But if you go through my timeline on Instagram, you'll see, like, was it last year Drake was in concert? 2 years? It was 2 years ago. I went to every show. I went to every Drake concert Drake did. I was backstage. They had a party. We had the cake and ice cream and all that good stuff. And you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, man, uh, he is real. He's a beyond great man, but he's a genius. He's just basically Don King on his stump speech. Rah 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 rah. Republican this. No, that's all he's doing. He is barking at the neighbor. That's all he's doing is barking at the neighbor. You know how your neighbor's dog barks at you when you pull your car out the driveway, or when you walk by, or when you run by with your kids, or you walk to the store. That dog that barks at you for 15. You've been living in the neighborhood for 15 years. That's all Bob Arum is doing. The man just tried to sue him 3 years ago. Bob Arum is great at what he does. Bob Arum is literally. I wonder how many videos are going to be made because of this. I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet how many people. Uh, uh, I'm willing. I don't know who is, but I'm willing. I don't know who is. Uh, I don't know, but there's going to be a few videos made because of. But that's the God honest truth. Bob Arum knows he can't make this deal in public. He knows damn well he can't make this deal in public. Look how long it took Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury to come forward, and we knew what was happening. So imagine what has to be done to make this deal happen. Remember, no disrespect to Bob Arum now. He has a boss now. Or he has partners. We'll call him part. He has ESPN partners. I'm not going to. The man is 80-something years old. He's done a fabulous job. I don't want Bob Arum supporters saying I'm dead. I have I have an admiration for Bob Arum, because his longevity. Longevity has its privileges, right? And I've never shaken Bob Arum's hand ever in my life, but you have to ultimately respect the man who's done something for 40, 50 years, man. You know what I mean? And I have a huge admiration of have a great admiration for Sam Watson. Have a great admiration for Al Heyman. The jobs. Every time I go to New York, and I say this to myself, I've gone the last 6 trips. You guys know how many times I go to New York, but I sit in the lobby, and I swear to you, I don't know the numbers anymore now because I wasn't like taking a tally, but I was just walking and looking at how many lives have been enriched. I'm not talking quantify in terms of just he makes 1 million, he makes 600,000, he makes 300,000. You're forgetting the third trainer whose life was changed because he is now training a PBC fighter. The third trainer who now makes satisfactory money just training 2 or 3 guys in his gym now. And um, the hotel employees. I've seen I've seen a manager tip. There's a Starbucks in the Sheraton. I've seen a fighter. He did it in private. It was no cameras around. I was in the Starbucks because Starbucks is attached to the foyer area in the hotel, right? I've seen a PBC fighter change a Starbucks employee's week because of one kind gesture he did. He said, because the fighters stayed there all week, right? And he saw him in the hotel lobby because we become creatures of habit. Every morning, every afternoon, we become creatures of habit. And the guy saw this fighter. You guys know who the fighter is. Great guy. And went to the hotel lobby. Saw him in the hotel lobby. And he called the fighter over and he handed him his drink. I don't know if it was coffee. I don't know if it was a latte. I have no idea. But I'm in between the Starbucks and in the foyer because there's seats there, right? If you guys been to is it the Sheraton or the Hilton? I think it's the Sheraton. And I seen him change that employee's week, maybe month. You understand? I don't know how much money they make at Starbucks, but that's just an example of the drips of sap that comes from the Al Haymon tree. And the same can be said about Bob Arum, except I don't cover as many fights with Bob Arum, so I'm not privy to those type of experiences. But I'm sure the people that Terrence Crawford blessed in his life is an extension of the 40, 55 years that Bob Arum has put in. So to that he should be praised. So this ain't no bash video or anything like that, but this is just me understanding truly who Bob Arum is. I know Bob Arum. I understand Bob Arum, and the guy that taught me the game, Ken Miller, has known Bob Arum for 30 years. So I understand. I get it, man. I know their cadence to some degree. I may be a novice and compared to these guys who have more experience than me. I'm not claiming to have as much or more experience than anyone. But I've had great dealings with Manny Pacquiao. See, you guys only know me from the YouTube side. So I've been around a total of 10, going into 11 years now. I've been in this game for 10, 11 years. And I was my editor's like main helper per se. I was like his PA. I got paid and all that. But you know how you help someone write the articles and you get the information. You know what I mean? You like the producer, basically. You know what I mean? I had a great time doing it. You know, like he taught me the game and I'm forever grateful to him. And I'm going to go to the grave saying it. But so I said that to say, now that you guys can put a face to my voice and a face to some of the articles that I've put out, but YouTube is giving me my own voice. You understand what I'm saying as it relates to covering boxing and not have to be filtered or edited out. You understand what I'm saying? But I have a good understanding. I'm not a great, because I've never been to dinner with Bob Arum. I've never shaken Bob Arum's hand. I've had great conversations with Bob Arum. Truth be told, I told Bob, listen, I'm gonna tell you how real. This is how real me and Bob Arum talk. I've had plenty of he has his own bodyguard. Me and his bodyguard get along great. I'm not sure if it's his bodyguard, but his own personal. I forget the gentleman's name. I've known him for years. This is how real me and Bob Arum talk. All the cameras are off. On camera, I asked him, go to my interviews. Go through my interviews, my interview in Bob Arum. Go to my search bar. I said, Bob Arum, why don't you have a black top rank girl? I says, these women are beautiful, but you gotta help me out sometimes. Sometimes I need a little inspiration. I'm joking with him on camera or some shit, right? Ha ha ha, we joke. And he turns around, he tells some girl, hey, how come we ain't got no black top rank girl? Camera cuts off. Bob Arum basically says, like, I'm talking to a guy in the hood. He didn't say it like this, but I'm just going to paraphrase because I'm going to make this as contemporary as I can. I forget what he said because it's been 3 or 4 years since, right? He says, man, I got you, man. Don't worry about it. I'm going to get you I'm going to get you a black top rank girl. But before he said that, he says, you're right. We need a black top rank girl. A month to 6 months later, we got a top rank girl. The next fight I covered when the top ranked girl was hired, you know, Bob Arum has no No filter, no filter. But I'm just gonna make this as PC as possible. He says, "You like what you see, basically," and I says, "Great job, Bob. I appreciate it." Now I can be inspired in between rounds, and we chuckled. You know what I mean? You know, we give that grown man approval look, like ha 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 ha, and we carry on. That's the relationship Bob Arum and I have. For real. And Bob Arum don't forget nothing. He has an elephant memory. Oh, he don't forget nothing. So, anyways, man. So I said all that to say Bob Arum knows what he's doing, and you guys enjoy the banter. Uh, we are no closer to Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence than we are to uh, global warming. I don't know how close we are to. Some people say it was global warming down, but let's say year 3 of Manny Pacquiao Floyd Mayweather. Man, I'm just being real G with you guys, man. I want them to fight ASAP. Yeah, but Bob Arum just, man, I don't want to talk about the business of boxing. I'm exhausted mentally even thinking about the business of boxing. But I'm just interpreting Bob Arum right now. Anyways, barbershop comments. I gotta do 2 or 3 more videos, and I gotta get these guys out because, yeah, I gotta finish that leak that I had in the wall. We had to let the walls dry because we had the leak, so we had to cut some holes in the drywall and put the fan in so the shit can dry up, and then we'll be good from this. Anyways, man, barbershop conversations. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.